Hello and welcome to another great episode of Across the Gulf Coast. I'm Cam Johnson, Public Affairs Manager for Cox Communications, and I'd like to welcome you to this fantastic show as we talk about more nonprofits and happenings up and down the Emerald Coast throughout the month of March and looking on into the spring. First, we're going to start off in Okaloosa County with the United Way of the Emerald Coast. Marley Tucker is with the United Way. She's joining us today. Marley, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thanks so much for having me, Cam. Cox is a great partner, and I love being able to share what we got going on through your platform. So appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys do wonderful work in the community. You're a great partner as well. And we just like to help you guys spread the word about not only the United Way, but about some events and opportunities that you have coming up. So let's dive right into it with United Way. I know everybody watching, I'm sure, has heard of the United Way in one form or another, but may not be real familiar with what you guys actually do in the community. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think you're exactly right. People know the United Way name, but they don't know what we do and they don't truly understand it. And the way to put it as simply as I possibly can is just that we are a local nonprofit, truly focusing on Okaloosa and Walton counties. And we really work to improve the quality of life of our neighbors living paycheck to paycheck. We do that through a number of different ways, but as simply as I can put it, that's what we're doing.
So you guys are a nonprofit that kind of help the community members by finding other nonprofits that can help them. And part of that other nonprofit side you guys do, which I really appreciate, is you go through the process of vetting them. You go through the process of looking into these organizations, and you guys use volunteers to do that, correct?
Yes, you're exactly right. So this past year, we had 49 local nonprofits that we partnered with. And we're super proud of all the work that they're doing in health, education, and financial stability. And this year, we're looking to increase that number even more. We're going through the certification process now. And once these agencies are able to become partners of United Way, they're eligible for different benefits. That could be training, that could be volunteers, but it could also be funding. And that's what you're talking about right now. And so we use volunteers to review those funding requests for the nonprofits because we know that as a donor, you have skin in the game and you want to make sure that we are thoroughly vetting these people that are getting your dollars to make sure they're having a measurable impact and we can trust them. So we're currently recruiting for that right now. If you want to be on that panel, you just have to give $1 to United Way, and we will love to have you. You can contact my colleague Aubrey. Her email is just Aubrey, Aubrey, at united-way.org.
All right, perfect. Hopefully, you guys will get a lot of people to volunteer to help you vet these organizations. Again, I think that's wonderful that you guys do that so that people are confident of where their dollars are going. It will be spent well. So, thank you very much for doing that. Obviously, y'all have a lot of great events and volunteer opportunities in the community where people can get involved. So, let's start off with Reading Pals. Tell us about that program.
Yeah, Reading Pals we've been doing for a number of years. And really, it's a partnership with the Children's Movement of Florida that was identified because of the declining literacy rates that we have across the state. So if you're familiar with those, we have around 45% of our students are ready for kindergarten once they step into that classroom. And that is not a good statistic. It's not something that we're proud of, and it's something that we want to change. So the Children's Movement of Florida has partnered with United Ways across the state in order to have a grassroots approach in their own regions to work with these students and improve those reading levels. What that looks like for a volunteer is just going into a school once a week and reading with a local child. Last year, every single student who participated in Reading Pals increased their reading level.
Wow.
And that is how we're going to make a difference on that statistic, is through doing these grassroots efforts with people like you getting involved in these local children's lives.
So, how can people sign up to do this, to be a part of the program?
Would love to have you. You can just go to our website, united-way.org/reading pals, and fill out a volunteer interest form. We'll get you connected to 3 different schools that we currently have in Okaloosa County who are administering this program.
All right, perfect. Also, you guys are hosting a brunch in the box coming up.
Yes.
Tell me about that one.
Yeah, so we partnered with The Board Chef, which is an artisan charcuterie company who has decided to help us with a little fundraiser this Valentine's Day or Super Bowl weekend, whichever one is your preference that you want to call it. And so, what we're doing is you can order a brunch in a box charcuterie box and pick it up on February 11th, and then take your Valentine, your Galentine, your Super Bowl date and enjoy that charcuterie box. And the proceeds will benefit United Way and the work of Women United. So please make sure that you order yours ahead of time
Mhm.
online at united-way.org/brunch.
All right, and we got about 30 seconds left, but I do want to talk about the Volunteer Week coming up in April. Tell me about that and how people can sign up or how that
Volunteer
works.
Week is April 16th to 22nd, and we have a number of different events that you can give back. The most popular one is our annual Day of Caring happening on April 17th. You can become a team, you can do it as an individual, you can sponsor it, whatever that looks like. We'd love to have you. Again, look on our website, united-way.org/volunteer_week.
All right, Marley, a lot up there, and we made it just in time. So thank you so much for coming on the program today. We really appreciate your time, and thank you for everything you and the United Way do in the Okaloosa Walton County community.
Thanks, Cam. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Stay with us when we come back. We'll be joined by Pensacola Sports.